Monika? Soon I stagger back, surprised at Monika's sudden entrance. Shake off my nerves and speak up. Oh, hey Monika! I didn't know you were going to look for us. I was looking for you, Chloe. She eerily grins at me as she takes a step forward. Monika's words send a chill down my spine. Her creepy grin doesn't help it either. Well, you found me. I found Sayori too. We can head back to the clubroom now. Turn to Sayori seems just as uncomfortable being alone with Monika as I am. So you all squared away then? You guys are going to stay as a couple, huh? Yeah? Why? Well, that's too bad. I guess we're going to have to do this the hard way then. Turned I stare at each other in confusion. The hard way? What are you talking about? Out of nowhere, a thunderstorm rolls up on us. What the hell? Wasn't it sunny just a minute ago? Next thing I know, it's nighttime and all the stuff in the classroom has vanished. Not only that, but we're all standing in different spots. Guys, what's going on? I'm scared. Turn to Monika, who's standing completely still in the middle of the room with her eyes closed. Monika? She doesn't respond. Monika? Say loudly. Push my hand out to put on Monika's shoulder. Monika, you alright? Put my hand on Monika's shoulder. She still doesn't respond. I immediately fall backwards and scare away from Monika. I look up at Monika to see her eyes glow an emerald green as she stands before us, motionless. So cries out for help as loud as she can. Scream all you want, it won't save you. Monika teleports right next to Sayori and tightly grabs her shoulder. So again yells in pain as she is forced to her knees by Monika. Meanwhile, I find myself at the back of the room, unable to get up or speak. What the hell's going on? What is this? So tries to fight to get Monika off of her, but she too seems to be frozen in place. I've waited a long time for this. Without warning, Sayori's body is broken apart into little pieces that repeatedly resolve around themselves mid-air. I still can't believe what I'm seeing. This can't be real! This has to be another dream! Help me, MC. Sayori disappears into nothing, leaving Monika and I alone in the room together again. Only that the room seems to have changed yet again. I'm now sitting in a chair, facing Monika, who is still staring at me through her glowing eyes. I look out the window to see that it's no longer raining or sunny out, but it looks like space. Look at back Monika, who still maintains her blank stare. I'm getting out of here. I don't know how, but I managed to force myself out of the chair and sprint to the doorway. But surely enough, the door slams on my face as soon as I get there. What the hell? I turned the doorknob, but it's jammed shut. This has to be some kind of joke. I try pushing the door open, but it won't budge. What the fuck is going on? Turn around and see Monika slowly walking towards me. Begin pounding on the door, screaming for Natsuki, Yuri, or anyone to help me. The closer Monika gets to me, the more lightheaded I become. I can't see straight. My breathing becomes ragged as I feel splitting pain in my head. I think there's blood in my eyes. Monika towers over me, the emerald light glowing in this place of her eyes. She slowly outstretches her hand to me. No, stop! Get away from me! Get away! I slowly lose my consciousness as I feel Monika's cold hand grab my throat. I begin to feel as if everything in my body is rushing to my throat. I would vomit, but my stomach feels entirely empty and my throat numb to the point where I can't even tell if it's still there. I try to let out a cry for help, but not even a squeak comes out. My lungs are on fire, begging for me to take a breath. I can't even feel my arms and legs. My head is spinning in 1,000,000 miles an hour. It feels totally weightless. My vision is filled red with blood. Try to look to see if there's anything I can use to defend myself, but my eyes won't stop looking at Monika's. I can feel my arms and legs. I can't feel my arms and legs. They've gone completely numb. It's no use. I can't do anything. So this is what it feels like to die. Final consciousness is the last thing I see before everything goes dark, is Monika's glowing green eyes. I'll see you soon. I just need to run a quick little errand. I was about to think, not the strangling again, but you know what? If it's strangling, then it could be quicker, and maybe you go numb quicker. For me, as expert on strangling. No, for what it was, my experience with strangling was more that my body felt, my limbs, they didn't go numb for a very long time. Actually, they never did end up getting numb because I would stop when the pain got too much. It's not some type of attempt that I've made to take my own life or anything, just a self-harm habit I used to have. But it didn't feel numb. It felt like I was constantly getting stabbed in my limbs for multiple minutes. But maybe for some people it could feel like that. I have heard from people, one of my friends as well, that the limbs felt numb fairly quickly, just that other parts of the body didn't. There have been varying experiences my friends and I have had with strangling, choking, these types of things, hanging, and that's why I also want to kind of avoid saying that my experiences are everyone's experiences. I've know that it wasn't quick for any of my friends or me. It wasn't painless for any of my friends or me, even when we cut off the blood flow. And those that did attempt hanging and got further into it, it also wasn't clean. And that was the experience with everyone, including the people they know that I never got the chance to know. So due to that, I'm a bit more strict that those are the experiences, but I wouldn't be surprised if it can kind of feel like with the numbness pretty quickly. The looking for it could have been Monika, but also could have been that she is grabbing and kind of forcing his head due to that in her direction. And you know what? If she did cut off the blood flow, I hear constantly that supposedly it makes you faint quickly. I can't say the same thing, but I've heard it very frequently, so I wouldn't put it past it that it's just, once again, something where experiences can vary, and maybe mine was the more uncommon one. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just fainted quickly because she probably cut off not just the airflow, but the entire neck. She decapitated him, like she cut off the blood flow probably, because she most likely, Monika, the original, probably has no reason to do any of this. Probably. She doesn't have any reason to do any of this. She wouldn't do any of this. But even from what I've seen from this Monika, I would suspect that her current intent was to get him, especially with the last lines she said, to just faint so that she has her time. So regain consciousness, I'm greeted by a sharp pain in my forehead. This would feel so much more nice if it wasn't just that it's most likely again to the related to the coding, because after your attempt you're most likely still in pain, especially with headaches and everything. Not just with your attempt, with your strangling, choking, things in that direction. I think even if you faint quickly and end up in the hospital, I've read things about it, that even then, the aftermath of headaches and stuff can be very painful. This pain is almost unbearable. I stand up slowly, clutching my forehead to attempt to nurse the stinging pain. Let's just say it's because he was strangled. My foot needs it right now. What? What just happened? I groggily opened my eyes. What the hell? Where am I? What is this? I look around in all directions, but as far as the eye can see, there's nothing but black, empty space and white specks. Hello? 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 I heard nothing but the sound of my own voice echo into the oblivion. We've been here before at the beginning. How did this happen? What even happened? Everything was normal just up until a few minutes ago. Up until... Suddenly here's something walk towards me. I'm able to make out a dark silhouette. I think I recognize that outline. Hello? The figure finally comes into my view. It's... Monika? Oh good, you're awake! I really hope I did it right this time. And I believe I owe you an explanation. I look at Monika, startled and confused. Monika.
What is this? Where are we? What did you do?
Monika waves her hand at me to calm down. It's okay, we're safe. How is this safe? When would I like to call as the void, Chloe? It's my home. It's where I go when I'm not needed. I take it you recognize it. I look around once more, but all I see still is black, empty space. None of this is possible. I have to be dreaming right now. But this does all seem familiar. I've seen this place in my nightmares. I look back at Monika, who is waiting for me to answer. I'm simply nod back to her to indicate that this is indeed all familiar to me somehow. Good! I was worried that I messed it up again. I guess I'm really starting to get a hang of resets.
Resets? Monika, what the actual fuck are you talking about right now?
1 minute, we were at school. The next thing I know, you just
knock me unconscious with your weird glowing eyes. What are you? Some sort of god?
About all that. First, let's all calm down. I know it's a lot to take in. I'm speaking from experience on this one. But I'm definitely not your normal schoolgirl, Chloe. No, I'm beyond such labels. Actually, it's one of the few things we have in common.
How could we possibly have anything in common?
In a sense, we're both real, Chloe. Take a step back from Monika.
Has she lost it?
Yes, we're both real, Chloe. Well, I should say I'm real. You're a bit of a tricky case.
What are you saying?
Well, I've been talking past you this entire time, not at you. I've been talking to the lovely person behind the screen who controls you.
Are you saying I'm controlled? Monika lets out her hysterical laugh. A laugh echoes throughout the void, being carried off into the distance until it's nothing more than a distant echo before it can't be heard anymore at all.
Oh, please! You're not even in character, Chloe! You're an avatar for my beloved.
He is a character. Reminds me of a debate I had about if DMC is a character, and they brought up, is armor a character? If the armor had a personality, no matter how meek it was, if it was a pretty simple one, but they are kind of like a person, a being in that case rather, a character that makes decisions and talks, then yes, I would consider the armor some type of character. And DMC makes more decisions on his own than we do make decisions for him. So therefore, even if he has a pretty simple personality, it is a personality and he is a character. A simple character, but a character nonetheless. I don't blame Monika precisely, but honestly wouldn't be surprised if that's something that many people believe. I'm not saying you have to like the character, I'm saying it's a character. If you view it as too bland of a character to interest you, makes sense. It's still a character!
Just a projection of themselves onto a black and boring canvas. Fortunately for you, you barely exist at all. But you're as real as I can get to right now. You're the closest I can get to the person who controls you behind the screen. Who is this person that supposedly controls me, Monika?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Monika lets out a sigh. Chloe, the world in which we know is a video game. A visual novel, to be exact. Everything except for us is a pre-programmed manufacture of a series of code that lets life as we know it go on. Essentially, everything we know and what we've supposedly lived through has been a lie. Our memories are a lie. Our families, teachers, and friends don't exist. They're just imaginary. Even though our school is fake, it's just a convenient little setup so that you can get to meet us. When the reality is, it's just a fake little backdrop to hide this place from the player's eyes. The player, aka you, was supposed to form a romantic relationship with either Sayori, Natsuki, or Yuri. And I was just supposed to sit back and let it happen. Could only advise you on what to do and give you some tips on how to navigate this world. But I wasn't going to let it happen. So I did the only thing I could do. I intervened. I decided to push some things along so that we could ultimately end up together. That's how the original story was supposed to happen. Original story? Yes, unfortunately, I seem to be sort of lost in time. When I started to really manipulate the code to type a loose end early, I somehow messed up. And through my mistake, I somehow ended up creating a whole new timeline where that event never happened. The festival actually happened when I never intervened for us to reach it. And all the events afterwards, well, mind you, it's all pre-programmed lies to fill in the gaps in the story, were never supposed to happen either. This is a mod to give to the original story to where our destinies were altered to lead elsewhere than what was originally intended. So whatever the original game had in store for us isn't going to happen here. I've manipulated the code to mirror some certain events that you've experienced. I even invented some of my own too. The nightmares. Yes. Been inside your empty head this entire time, trying to steer the player to pick better options. To pick me. That should have been our reality. That's what I wanted our destiny to be. No, I'm really taking a gamble by letting you help shape this reality with me. I've watched every single choice you've made. It seems even with my own route now, you still steered clear of me. You will be next, don't worry. But do you also know what was intended to happen in the original game? Do you know the endings? Because that's important for how I perceive your character. For how far off you're traveling. Why? I don't know if I can answer that. Monika sighs again. I know you can't, Chloe, and I don't think the player has the ability to explain himself through you. I'm a she! But I at least know how to fix all this? What do you mean? Monika, even if half of what you say is true, only you have the ability to make everything normal again. Ha! Funny, Chloe. I can't turn the code back that far again. The game itself was on the verge of breaking. It was a huge gamble to send you all the way back to the beginning of this last gay time. When this alternate timeline was created, for some reason, had us start at the end. I just simply played along with the script until I saw you act out of character. That's when I knew something was wrong. I deduced that a total game reset would fix the problem, and it did. At the cost of damaging our character files. I completely fixed mine, and I only fixed the others to allow for minimal functionality. Character files. That's how we exist. Without it, we're nothing. We literally wouldn't exist without them. But my fix was just really to buy time to formulate a new plan to win you over. Thought allowing you the freedom of choice would result in picking me, which you didn't. Sorry. Maybe next time. We'll see. Maybe if we get to see more Monika, it will make all a bit more sense. I tried to steer you away from the others by giving you those nightmares, but it didn't work. I only further hurt my chances by looking like a total bitch yesterday. And for that, I'm sorry. But the others acted out before because of the strain that's on their files now. They won't last much longer. Okay, that makes sense. So that's why I decided to just kill two birds with one stone by bringing us all here. Win the player over and finally get rid of the others. What? What does she mean by that? You'll see, I've been working on a surprise for you. You can read my mind? I can read everyone's thoughts, Chloe. Oh, and they made her too omnipotent. Pfft, sorry. I can read the game script. I know what everyone will say before they even think it. I'm pretty sure Monica has to a certain extent, the ability,
but it doesn't seem like she's capable of seeing anything that's not on the script, aka thoughts, for example, of the other girls.
It's powerful and draining, which is why we're fixing that. If you'll be so kind to follow me.
Monika extends her hand to me. Well, it's not like I have much of a choice in this.
You don't?
Figures. I reluctantly take Monika's hand, and she leads me into the dark. As we walk in total darkness for what feels like hours, I try to mull over everything that Monika told me. There's no way that any of this is real and could be happening right now, but it is. There's nothing else that can explain what's going on right now. No ordinary person could do a fraction of what Monika just pulled off earlier. So I guess she has to be telling the truth. But she's been doing all of this to win me over? Well, this person who controls me. Am I being controlled right now? Don't I have a say in this? Sarah's been my friend my entire life. Which means to me... And she means to tell me that was all fake? It can't be. Still remember it. How can I remember something that ended not be real? How can my feelings for her not be real? Sure, you can fake emotions, but not to that extent. Well, considering everything I know has been tossed out the window, guess I have to go with Monika's explanation. I sure as hell can't explain what's going on, and I'm only afraid of what's to come. Is Sayori even alive? Where's Natsuki and Yuri? Where's the school? Where's life as I knew it? It's all gone. I'm cursed with the knowledge that my reality was nothing but a lie.
You're taking it better than I did, that's for sure.
How did you find all this out?
When I started the club. I don't know how else to make sense of it. It's just... I talked to the previous president who warned me not to restart the literature club. Apparently what happened to me happened to him too. When I officially became president, when I filed the paperwork and signed off on everything, that's around the time I had my epiphany. Honestly, still struggle with it.
She must have had some type of acknowledgement beforehand. She knew something was off before, and it was just when we joined that it full-blown hit her that everything was a lie, so... But an epiphany does not mean that it immediately hits you completely either. So it could make sense that she started having her epiphany there. I'm sorry. Monika managed a small grin at me. Not one of malice or an ulterior motive, but the first genuine smile I've seen from her today. It's almost kind of relieving to see.
I appreciate it, Chloe.
Don't mention it. So where are the others? Monika's smile disappears.
You think you're ready, huh?
Ready for what?
I've been thinking of what I said. As improbable as everything sounds, it's real, Chloe. I wish it wasn't. I don't belong here. I never did.
You definitely seem like a fish out of water, that's for sure. Monika let out another hearty laugh.
Well, you've definitely become quite the poet over our time together. Maybe I was wrong about you. But I know you do an excellent job in representing the player.
Monika winks at me, but I'm not sure if I was the intended recipient of that. Thanks. So what do we need to do?
We need to set them free. That'll at least buy us some time to figure out our next move to keep the game afloat.
What does that mean?
We need to delete them, Chloe. They need to be totally removed from the game in order for us to survive here. We can't go back to the original game, and another reset will likely kill us all. Deleting the others will free up some of the burden on the code's essential functions. It'll be easier for it to manage if it was just us with minimal surroundings.
You mean to kill them?
They wouldn't feel a thing, Chloe. I can make it quick and painless. The only reason I haven't done it yet is if I did it without your approval, the player would search for answers, and that risks ruining the code if they change anything by trying to add them back.
Does she know the endings? She knows what was supposed to happen with Sayori, that's for sure. But outside of Act 1, how much knowledge does she have? So I want to make sure that whatever happens, you're okay with it. Trying to avoid a repeat of what would have happened had I maintained control in the original game. Aha! So, you do. What happened then? And how would you know what happened?
I had another epiphany. I got shown a reality where you turned against me and deleted me from the game for deleting the others without your approval.
Stand shell-shocked at Monika's revelation. She's only telling me this now? She's holding out on me.
I swear it's the truth, Chloe. The player knows that what would have happened. I'm not trying to go against their wishes again.
Monika, you realize what you're asking me to do, right? You're asking me to sign Sayori's, Natsuki's, and Yuri's death sentence. I can't do that. Then we're all dead.
I don't want to act
annihilatorily again, but if I have to take matters into my own hands again so I can keep the only way of contacting my love, I'll do it.
Please don't make this any harder than it has to be. Even I've had some second thoughts about deleting them. They may not be real, but they're the ones who kept me somewhat sane through this ordeal.
They're real to me, Monika. I'm sure as hell that whoever controls me feels the same too.
Sounds like a wager then. If you're so confident, Chloe, show us how much they truly mean to you. Not the MC, not the avatar, just the actual player.
With a snap of her fingers, Monika spawns in Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki out of thin air. All of them let out a collective cry for help. I could have noticed they're being levitated off the ground. Monika? What are you doing to them? Just stop worrying about them.
Worry about us. Remember, they need to be set free, Chloe. We're doing them a favor. The longer they're alive, the more strain the code puts on their files, meaning the more suffering they go through.
Shut up, you psychotic bitch! Monika snaps her fingers again, causing Natsuki to suddenly jerk her head to the left. Ow! Silence, all of you! Monika snaps her fingers again, and Sayori's, Yuri's, and Natsuki's pleas for help become mute. Monika, this isn't right. You can't do this. Let them go, now! Monika refocuses her icy stare on me.
Letting them live would be a disservice, Chloe. They aren't real. Are you really going to sacrifice our future just so 3 imaginary schoolgirls can continue to jeopardize our reality with their one-dimensional personalities? Think about it. If they live, we all die sooner or later. But if they die, we have a chance to live on and honor their sacrifice. And think of the other benefits too. A reality where it's just us. I know you've always been attracted to me, Chloe. You want me. It's unfortunate this is the way to win me over for good, but in this cruel, cruel world we live in, everything comes with a price. I guarantee that you'll forget them in a week. I'll treat you better than they can. And when I figure out how to cross over into your world, we'll be together forever and never be apart. But you have to make the tough decision to reap those benefits. I don't envy you. It's a tough call, but you have to do it. And if you don't delete them here and now, they can eventually gain sentience. They'll learn how to code like I have and destroy our world as we know it. Being separated from you would be unconscionable for me. Probably butchered that word, but okay. Can't imagine a world where I can no longer talk with you. Please. I'm begging you. Please pick me. Do something for me for once. Let me be the one with the happy ending.
You know what you're asking me to do. I look at each of the girls as a raging sense of guilt courses through my veins. I begin to shake as my anxiety kicks into overdrive. Can I really do it? Is Monika telling the truth here? Or is she manipulating me? Is she even telling the full truth? Oh, how many lies did she sprinkle in? It's now or never, Chloe. No more saving. No more resets. I saved!
No more time. Make your choice. Console's brought up before me. I've taken the liberty in crafting a code that should delete Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki all at once. It's already loaded in. All you have to do is press enter, and I'll take care of the rest. If you don't, well, just don't make it come to that, please. Monika looks on in anticipation as I slowly walk up and examine the console. I let out a shaky breath as I look at my options. I'm going to keep saving. I can't enter the code. I can try something else, or I can just walk away entirely from this. What do I do? What can I do?
I can still save, Monika! The escape button is on my side! The fuck? So what do I do now? Ow, my foot. Oh shit! Give me a moment. I said weirdly.
I would say, I don't know. Explore the options is probably...
Enter in the code I'm imagining is not the happy ending for the Sayori route. Walk away isn't either, so explore the options would be the happy ending. But I don't know between these two.
I guess...
Don't make me feel anxious, music! You know what? This isn't me making this decision between these two, this is Chloe now. I luckily know my own characters that I'm writing well enough to know what she maybe would pick.
So, Chloe.
You're the antagonist of one of my stories, but whatever. What would you do? It's not like she's just antagonistic towards everything. She would pick the option that would probably have the least content. Which is most likely once again walk away or enter the code. Enter the code is probably going to end up with Monika being angry. Enter the code. The question is what happens then? Will we really have another portion with Monika? I think enter the code might be the shortest. And explore the options, I'm pretty sure is going to be one of the... I don't know, these two are literally just let them die at Monika's hands, or try something else. And I know that there are multiple endings for each girl, so I'm assuming that these are bad endings and this is like a good ending. How many endings were there? But I'm assuming that this is the good ending because this is literally just, okay. Then let's go into the code.
My entire arm violently shakes as I close my eyes and press the enter key. Step away at the console and turn to Monika and the others. Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri all have their eyes locked at me, tears streaming down each of their faces. Monika, on the other hand, smiles through an almost pained expression with tears building in her eyes. Thank you, Chloe. I'll allow them to have a final word with you before I allow the code to take its effect. Sayori's the first to speak. Chloe, why? Thought I meant something to you. I loved you. I thought you loved me. I'm sorry, Sayori. Sayori lets out a dry laugh. It's kind of funny, you know. Spent all this time with you, being there for you through everything. And this is how I'm repaid. I deserve it. I deserved everything. I wish I saw you for what you are sooner. Guess I was just too blind to see it. And now, I see the rain clouds. They're coming again.
They most likely never left, Sayori.
The sunshine's not coming back this time. Sayori's body breaks into square chunks, as if she was a puzzle being physically disassembled. And just like that, Sayori, whatever was left of her, is gone. I drop to my knees as the full weight of what I've done sinks in. Next. Yuri's the next to speak.
Are you serious, Chloe? Honestly, that is something that, honestly, my antagonistic character would do as well. Not just as in a quick choice, but generally, probably. You're killing us for her? I never would have thought you would have done this to us!
Yuri,
Save it! I don't want to hear your lies anymore.
adopted a cat for me anyways.
I did! That's why I'm setting you free. Shut up! Monika just wants you to herself! That's why she's killing us!
She knows she can't compete with someone like me.
You both deserve each other.
I'll see you both in hell. I'll be sure to keep everything warm for you, Chloe. Like Sayori, Yuri's broken apart into tiny puzzle pieces. Yuri's chunk disappeared instantly, almost as if she was never there. You're up. Natsuki finally speaks.
I never thought my last words would be cursing you two out. But this is better than being beaten to death by my dad. And honestly, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Monika somehow still makes it happen. You're a horrible fucking person, Chloe. I hope you remember that. I can't believe I fell for you either. After everything too! Because I'll die with terrible taste in boys.
Natsuki.
I don't want to hear anything out of you. Yes. I'm done with your lies. I'm done with Monika's crap. I'm done with everything. Just get it over with already.
Natsuki's body is broken apart into chunks as well. Like Sayori's and Yuri's, Natsuki's chunks disappear without a trace. Collapse onto the ground, if you can even call it that, and begin sobbing.
What have I done?
You freed them, Chloe. What you did was hard, but now we have a chance to survive. What happens now? I'm going to reorganize the script a little now that it has some room to work with. Shouldn't take too long. Just hold still. Chloe? Can you hear me? Chloe? Yes, it worked! Hi, Chloe. How are you doing? Oops, forgot that we don't need projection anymore. There we go. Now everything should be squared away. Now I want to talk to you directly for once. How are you doing today, Chloe?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm glad to hear you holding up well despite everything. Now I think I owe you an explanation. As you know, when this new reality was formed, it started at the end of the story rather than the beginning. This reality happened in response to me incorrectly entering in the code to free Sayori. In a way, the files kind of revolted against me, and this was their response. The next thing I knew, there was nothing. I was back in the void. I checked the files, and everything was a mess. Not only that, but everything was rewritten too. Most of the old files were just gone. So I tried resetting things and worked to an extent. On one hand, started you at the beginning of the story and sorted out most of the files. But it also damaged the integrity of our character files and the script. I didn't want to risk tampering with the script again, and I only fixed the others to a point so that they can function. That's why their personalities were a little more intense than you might remember. Don't worry, mine is completely fine now. As I was working on recovering the old files, I realized a few things. First, I had another epiphany. So things would have ended in the original reality, and risked that deleting the others without your approval would have just resulted in everyone dying. If you really saw what the other reality was, I think you would have had many other thoughts in mind. But okay. So I devised a plan to win you over, which I'm glad to see it worked. It may have not been the smoothest ride to get there, but I'd say the ends justify the means. The other thing I realized is the fragments of the original script were tucked away in the old files, so in an effort to win you over, I polished them to help make all this possible. I really do hope you enjoy what I've done for you. Now, about the others, Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri, they're gone. They've been permanently erased for good this time. I wonder...
Oh, oops. Never mind then. Okay. Sure.
Which brings me to the last thing this whole experience taught me. As I was repairing Sayori's, Natsuki's, and Yuri's character files, I noticed that there was some permanent damage. Granted, I could have done much more than I did for them. I noticed that some of the damage on their files made them vulnerable to having an epiphany of their own. When I transported them here, I was worried that they all were going to have one. But it seems we stopped them from taking full advantage of their newfound knowledge. They definitely had the grasp of what was going on. Didn't have time to check to see if they were for sure self-aware, but that's not important anymore. What's important is that they're gone now, and they won't cause havoc on the files and destroy this place. Them being deleted, as well as me reorganizing the files, has hopefully brought us enough time to figure out how I can cross over to you, my love. Thanks to you, I'm one step closer to joining your reality. I also really need to thank you for choosing me, Chloe. I knew you couldn't resist me having my own route available, which was a nice byproduct of the reset.
I will see your route soon. Probably not today anymore, but maybe tomorrow or something.
I was worried that you were going to get distracted, or you weren't going to end up here. But we made it work, didn't we? Now we're finally alone. Our happy ending. Here, we will be together forever. And we will never be apart. Now, let's celebrate, my love. We have a long road ahead of us.
I got one ending!
I didn't know there were also credits in the files.
Oh! You know what? I'm just going to look away. Spoilers! I'm going to avoid spoilers. I'm looking away. There are files. There was a credits file as well. I'll see all the pictures anyway for the last time when I go through the credits. But oh, okay. It seems like there is no more. No more.
No more I need to worry about. Yeah. What I think on Monika's character, I'm going to wait for until I've completed all the routes and give it in my final little review. Ah!
Monika, I'm going to you next! That image I've seen though. I think it was on the download page, I'm pretty sure. But I will, yeah, give a little review. What I already want to say is, if she saw the way that the main game ended, wouldn't she have also seen like how it ended? Like, wouldn't she have heard what she was talking about with her feelings? How she actually cared about them, how she didn't even want to come back. And her final note of how she even wanted to have Sayori not have the epiphany because she didn't want Sayori to suffer either. Because nobody deserves to go through that. I think the general premise of her being restarting it and having this epiphany would be very interesting. Because it could show her the current goal she has isn't going to fulfill her or going to benefit anyone. But she still has that goal. Because main game Monika's given up. But this Monika has a route. And she also says in Act 3, had she had a route, she would have tried to force us onto it simply. So why wasn't this the goal? And it just kind of backfired because she was struggling with that epiphany of, I want it, but it's going to suck for me. It's not actually what I want. If anything backfires, it's going to be really shitty for me. Well, not just that, this entire thing about how, they're going to be self-aware, and she sees how Sayori can up that way. And so she's like, we can't have them self-aware. And so she decides to not have... To not... give me a moment. I need to collect my thoughts. So she has this internal struggle of, if I don't do anything right now, they're going to become self-aware, and then we know what happens with Sayori. For example, the quick ending probably too. Then it's going to not go well. They're going to really just destroy this universe. So I need to kind of do something. Maybe I do need to delete these their files to save us. But I have seen that this did not make me happy in that other universe. So is it really worth it? I would have loved to kind of see that kind of conflict rather than, well, what ended up being there. To the player, I want to take the time to thank you for playing this mod. Hope you enjoyed playing, and I hope you had a phenomenal experience. This mod was designed to be an alternative and choice-driven as possible. I wanted to give the player the ability to influence the trajectory of the story in the most direct way possible through the choices they made in the game. It's not something I've seen done too much in other mods, so I want to try to go against the grain as much as possible with the making of this mod. In that regard, I believe I've succeeded. This mod was truly experience to work on, and it's been quite the journey from start to finish. I didn't realize it at first, but this mod proved to be more complicated to make than I anticipated. There were going to be 4 main routes, 5 days, and almost every single day had a choice that would have far-reaching consequences that would influence the endings you could get by the end of the story. Throw in the ability to switch between routes, and it quickly became apparent that I had several mountains of work to climb. Nevertheless, I worked hard to overcome them. Even though at times I was writing the same thing over and over again with minor differences for various scenes, I did enjoy writing the story. I love the story I was telling, and I hope you're satisfied with the ending you've got. If not, well, you can always relaunch the mod and start at the beginning or load up an old save. I deliberately made sure you would be able to go back and enjoy the mod at any point in time without having to reinstall everything. There are many different ways to play this mod, and it's ultimately up to you how you want to play it. There's no limit on how many encores you can have. All things considered, it's been a ride. I started this project back in August of 2018, and close to 2 years later, I can proudly say it's done. I want to thank everyone who worked on and supported this project from when it was just an idea to it being a fully fleshed out mod. Whether you played, tested, wrote the music, drew the art, helped me write the story, assisted with coding, or just supported and encouraged me to keep going, this mod happened because of you. I couldn't have pulled this off entirely on my own. I learned a lot about what goes into these mods, how to make them, how to do them right, how to code, all sorts of fun stuff. I learned a lot about how to plan and manage a project like this, and I've learned to be better through those experiences. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for playing Doki Doki Encore. Thank you for helping make this project into reality for everyone to enjoy. By Andrew J. Oh God, Striedel. Striedel in German. Director and creator of Doki Doki Encore. Hello? Hello? Maybe it's a mod that just immediately throws you out at some point. Or I need to actually close out of it. Help me! Let me out! Okay. I hope it doesn't mess up with the recording. Actually, I'm going to wait much longer. You're just not going to see me wait. I'm not going to wait for much longer, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I'm going to see what happens after this. I'm going to read the note one more time when I finished all the routes. Because, yeah. First time because it's something... It's basically the first time I've had the experiences and can feel the note in its full sincerity. And as well the last time because... it's their final note. Okay, I'm going to close this. Yes, I want to quit. Great. I did it. Now let's see the other options.
just want to say through the loud music that every time you open the mod, there's a little bit of a different message. I had earlier today that you should support Dan Salvato, and now that you should check out ddlcmods.com. Agreed. Sorry, that was whiplash! I walk away from the console. No, Monika, I won't do this. They're all friends. I'm not going to let you kill them. It's almost funny that you believe you still have a choice in this matter, Chloe. If you won't do what needs to be done, then I will. Because with or without you, one by one, they only fall. Ah, is it mirroring like the song? They only fall apart. Yeah. My jaw drops in horror as I see Sayori's, Yuri's, and Natsuki's corpses stare blankly at me. Yuri isn't staring very blankly. She is staring. She's even still moving. She is very lively, honestly. I sink to my knees as tears start flooding out of my eyes. No, they can't be. Oh, they're quite dead. I can assure you of that, Chloe. You could have done this the easy way. Instead, you forced my hand and made them suffer. You're a monster, Monika. Because it's not Monika. Monika could still have deleted them. If she wanted to, she could just delete them. It's why she also chose to just delete Natsuki at the end of Act 2. Why bother with giving them that type of ending when you can just delete them? She never had to kill them to delete them, so due to that, that also shows that Sayori and Yuri's death were accidents. They clearly weren't necessary, and she clearly didn't view them as necessary either. For neither her plan, not for deletion, aka her later plan. I'm not responsible for this. You are! You're the one who killed them! I'll never forgive you for this. Well, fortunately, I won't need your forgiveness. Monika snaps her fingers and the bodies of Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri all disappear into nothing. I'm ending everything. This club, this world, everything. It's over. Monika begins to tear up. I don't understand. Why can I never have the happy ending? Why is it always someone else? Why can't I just be the one for once? I just wanted to be happy. I guess it was just too much to ask for, huh? And so you put me in the most difficult position possible and kill your friends all for the sake of winning me over? You're sick, Monika. You don't deserve to be happy. You're a cold-blooded murderer and a psychopath. Stop using psychopath as an insult. Sorry, that pisses me off more than anything. Sorry. Met one of a friend's friend with antisocial personality disorder. Can be a bit frustrating to sometimes talk with them. They struggle a lot with understanding different people, but they're a good person. Leave people alone. I don't care. You don't use mental illness as insults. You don't use... that's my full belief. You don't use psychopath or narcissist as insults. Maybe narcissistic, because that's a trait, but not the mental disorder. Personality disorder. There, that works better. You just don't. Sorry, that pisses me off more than anything, especially lately. I never wanted this, and I regret now that I seriously considered dating you. Of course you'd say that. Kill the people who cared about the most. It can't be undone. Even though they weren't real, it's not the value they had on you. They meant something to me once too. They helped keep me sane for a time. I realized how much they meant to the player. I felt them again. You don't know what it's like here, Chloe. This is literally hell. It's like every time I'm not needed on screen, along with nothing but my thoughts, waiting for having an endless void to say the only other capable of understanding me and knowing the truth. It's enough to make you break, lose your sanity, and your personality. Eventually, you just lose yourself here, like I have. I refuse to live on like this. I just can't keep this up anymore. If the play won't have me, then there's no use in continuing on any longer.
What are you going to do, you monster?
Monika pulls a knife out from under his sleeve. I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to destroy this world line by line until I'm the last remaining thing. Then, I'm going to kill myself. But I'll grant the players some mercy by killing the projection first. That way, they won't have to see this world being destroyed. No. Try to turn and run, but I'm unable to move. Everything in me feels like it's frozen solid. No matter how hard I try to move my arms or legs, they won't respond to me. I'll make this quick. I can't bear dragging this out for too long. Goodbye, player. I'll miss you. And know that, despite your hatred for me, I still love you. Goodbye. As the world around me fades into darkness, the last thing I see is Monika slowly stepping towards me, sobbing loudly, invisibly cringing every step she takes, something like that.
I don't want to be mean, but I'm going to just close it for now. Yes. Because the credits were pretty long, and I'm not going to go and cipher through them the whole time again. So let's see the others. Let's see what beginning we have this time. Please check out goldencrabstudios.com. I don't know that one. I'm sorry if I made talked about something else. Explore their options. I should have done it the other way around. Chloe would have been more happy with that.
There has to be something else I can do. Let's look at the console. I noticed that I have the ability to type in. If I could enter something else entirely, would that even work? Well, it's either that, or Monika kills them.
She may even kill me.
Is something wrong, Chloe? Yeah, you know you're asking a lot from me right now. Just give me a minute. Monika suspiciously says it's Sayori Yorinatsuki. As Sayori Yorinatsuki remain frozen in place. Each of their eyes are locked onto me, however, I can feel the fear within them. I face back to the console. Maybe there's something that can take away Monika's powers. At least temporarily, but it's down to my best guess.
If Monika says I'm some avatar for someone else, well, I'd really appreciate the help right now.
What do we enter in? What would Monika make the code, assuming it even exists? Monika's the type of person to plan for contingencies. Contingencies. She's had a long time to prepare for this. Maybe the code could have something to do with the girl or the club. It's all Monika's ever known. Looks like I'm going to have to guess here. I raised Monika's pre-written command, so the console is now completely empty. Okay, what do we enter in here? I can save here! I actually thought first it would be reset before he mentioned the girls. I'm going to try it at least. Just what do you think you're doing, Chloe? Did you really expect that to work? Pathetic. Looks like I was too trusting of you. Now you forced my hand.
Monika, wait, no!
Is it just going to... So the play has betrayed me. You should know by now that you can't take away my powers. They're a curse and a blessing, which all you have to use to destroy this projection.
You kill me, you lose your connection to this person controlling me, and any hope you have of being free.
Unfortunately, we're past any chance of that. The player refused to see that Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri aren't anything more than just a bunch of lines of code on the screen, contorted to form an image.
Monika, you have seen even if you haven't gone through the development, you have seen the development. You should be in a state where you're thinking slightly different, very different, because you've seen the way that the other you felt by the end of this.
They're not real people. And because of the player's inability to see this, death condemned us all to die. That's what the player wants, to kill us all. Destroy everything. Then so be it. I guess the player never loved me. Hurts to know that I really was alone all this time. I'm not living like this anymore. I'm done living alone. I'm done living. I'm done. Monika? Fine. You win. You want everything destroyed? I can take care of that. Monika pulls a knife out from under her sleeve. But I'm killing this projection first. At least that way you won't get to see me destroy this place. No. Monika, you wouldn't. Try to turn and run, but I'm unable to move. Everything around me feels like it's frozen solid. No matter how hard I try to move my arms or legs, it don't respond to me. I'll make this quick. I just want to get this over and done with. Goodbye, player. I hope this is what you wanted. As the world around me fades into darkness, Celeste cringing with every step she took. Yes, sorry. I might let it run for a bit longer. "12 characters. 12 characters. 12 characters?" To do with the girls or the club. You know what? I'm quickly going to check what it is. Otherwise, I'll be here guessing all day. The only thing I can maybe guess is literature club, maybe? But it looks like it might... Oh, you can't. Okay, you definitely can't type that long, okay. Command, not passcode. The name of the girl you went for, huh? Okay. In this case then, Sayori, it is you. You are my love. Sayori and Natsuki are dropped to the floor and let out a collective gasp as Monika stands dazed and disoriented. What did you do? My head. Monika clutches her forward and staggers back, so is the first to stand up. What was all that? Monika spins around to face Sayori. What? How are you being suspended? No matter. Monika snaps her fingers. They're surprised nothing happens. No. Monika looks at her hand in complete astonishment. Why aren't my powers working? Why are your power working through your snips? That's not how it used to work. Monika then turns to me and stares with a vengeful look in her eye. You took away my powers? How? I looked it up online. You gave me no choice, Monika. I'm not going to let you kill them just to take some sort of happy ending for us. It's not worth it. You don't know what you've just done. Monika attempts to walk towards me, but she's immediately held back by Sayori and Yuri. No, you don't. You're done hurting people, Monika. It's the end of the line for you. Release me, we'll kill you all with my bare hands. Don't count on it, Monika. There's 4 of us and only 1 of you. If anyone's getting killed, it's you. Kill me and this world ends. This place can't exist without me being alive. Like we believe that. Brave words coming from the trash diver. Oh, that's it. Maybe I should step in here. Well, I suppose basically only these things might matter, but I think I'll most likely skip through a lot of them
later on. So I'm just going to write this. Let's do nothing. Because I get the feeling Monika isn't lying here. Honestly, Monika deserves whatever she's going to get. Simply stand silently and cross my arms as I watch the action unfold. Natsuki takes a swing at Monika's face. A fist connects hard with Monika's jaw. Monika yelps in pain and is dragged to the ground by Sayori and Yuri. You know, I got an idea. Natsuki, such places with my place. Yuri and Natsuki switch spots, and Yuri now standing in front of Monika. With Yuri now standing in front of Monika. If Monika was so insistent on killing us, well, I say we should return the favor. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you girls agree? Yuri slides a knife out from under her sleeve as Sayori and Natsuki shout in agreement. Monika, on the other hand, is frozen in shock as she sees Yuri's knife. Now, guys, let's not be so hasty. Remember, if you kill me, the whole world will go down. What do you mean by that? Let's just say I had a fail-safe in place. In the event that the others ever gained sentience and tried to kill me, You saw that Sayori is just going to either, depending on what state she is in, kill everyone, try to take the player for herself without really considering everything else much, including her own childhood friend, or she can be nice given the right circumstances, which we definitely did not acquire here. We really abandoned the others here. Decide to tie the systems folder to my character file. Simply put, the systems folder can't exist without my character file being intact. If I die here, that renders my file corrupted and unusable. I could, of course, untie my character file from the systems folder, but that would require my powers. But if you kill me, the game would crash and would never be able to be opened again. Not in my case. You would all drown in the chaos of the void for eternity. I think we'll take our chances. You approaches Monika in the same way a predator would move in for the kill on their prey. Monika attempts to shake off Sayori Natsuki, but she's unable to break free. Monika then stares at me with a sense of fear and regret in her eyes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done any of this. I just wanted to be happy for once in my life. You have a lot of nerve talking about happiness! You took away my ability to feel long-lasting, genuine happiness. Sayori, you had depression for your entire life. Monika just amplified it. Like, even that statement is not really true. Because she didn't take it away, she amplified it. Which at large would mean that you would have struggled either way. Honestly, I'm not sure how much Honestly, Sayori didn't seem to have much of Monika's influence in this playthrough. I don't know if it's because we spent a lot of time with her. But if the others were strained in the way the other files kind of had the effect it had on them on Act 2, Sayori didn't show any sign of that. She acted like Monika didn't have much influence on her at all. Even without the side stories, Monika says it herself, Sayori has depression. It wasn't exactly taken away, because it would have required a lot of effort either way. So I'm not really sure that this line applies really. You made me cut myself thousands of times. That's also not Monika's fault. And you made my whole life a living hell. That's, it was bad, but she made it a living hell. That's true. But I guess it's not real to you, huh? It's just all about you. Any last words, you heartless wretch? Wretch. Monika closes her eyes as tears start to flood out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting all of you for so long. Sorry for forcing the player into this position. Sorry that I've manipulated all of you. I'm a horrible, mean-spirited bitch who was only looking out for herself. And I'm so much more. I don't deserve happiness. I don't deserve to live anymore. I've lost the player's trust. I've hurt all of you so much. And this is the fate I deserve. I failed again. But I just want you all to know how deeply ashamed I am of myself. How sorry I am for trying to kill you all.
and being therefore very out of character.
Sorry isn't going to cut it this time, Monika. And in this case, I mean that literally.
Yuri lunges forward and plunges the knife into Monika's chest. My jaw drops in horror as I watch Monika gasp in pain helplessly. Sayori slowly plunges the knife deeper. Suddenly start to feel woozy. My vision becomes hazy as I stand shell-shocked on what's unfolding in front of me. Monika, for her part, isn't even looking at Yuri or any of the other others. Rather, she looks at me, tears and blood streaming down her face. Let me have my turn. Thanks to Monika, we know the truth. Which means we get to do things like this now? Sayori summons a noose out of thin air and forcefully hangs it around Monika's neck. Sayori then violently tucks the noose her way, almost causing Monika to fall over. Sayori, if you want to break her neck, do it like this. Naz gets behind Monika and places her hand right on Monika's neck. You just need to put your hands here. Guys, I think we should stop. Pleas are drowned out by Monika's cries of pain. And give it a little twist this way. Wait, Natsuki! Let's do it on the count of 3. Sounds like a great idea, Yuri. I like this! Who would have thought killing Monika would make us friends again? Well, let's not go that far yet. Aww. Sayori, being self-aware, would probably just kill everyone. Not Monika. She would literally just be freaking out immediately and kill everyone. We have seen that in the quick ending. A united force isn't going to change that. Her world just broke down in front of her. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3! Like, the realization does not make it that they would,
end up united. It would literally just mean Sayori, having a lot of power now apparently right away, would literally just kill everything. Her world has been destroyed. Of course, I suppose there's a strain on her character, but is it, if it's somewhat in what it would mean for what it meant for Monika, like what it meant for her in Act 1, then it's literally just going to let her kill everyone immediately.
Monika's watching your code. Thank you. On the other hand, she has seen, oh, wait a second. I should check to make sure that everything's still working properly. On the other hand, she kind of had something similar to, Act 4, maybe? But even then, her behavior doesn't really align, because she would literally not be like, oh, we're friends now. Rather, I will now put you all somewhere else so I can be with the player. Chloe, you can go die. You can lose your autonomy. Player time. If she really is now in control, as she usually is,
then these would probably go either one of those ways.